All right, family. We live with the general. Y'all already know what time it is. We got a fire presentation. Y'all already know the commentary from the general. You feel me? Is exquisite commentary. Glad to see you here. We talking about every bridge will be decimated by 12 o'clock a.m. tomorrow. That's what Donald Trump is saying. If Iran doesn't come to the table and sign the deal. That's gonna be beyond devastating. That's gonna be beyond devastating, family. That's gonna be beyond devastating to have something like that happen. You feel what I'm saying? So just know that to have every bridge, to have every bridge. That means certain areas you ain't gonna even be able to cross over. You ain't gonna even be able to cross over. You see, so you talking about getting help to people. You ain't gonna be able to get no help, especially if you in a part of a certain area where you must have that bridge to get across to get some help. You know what I'm saying? That's going, I know they got boats, but that's gonna make it very, very, hard to get to certain peoples, and so they shouldn't let that happen. When a man got that much power to destroy your shit, man, you have to find another way. And the crazy shit about it, they ain't even trying to put boots on the ground. They ain't even really trying to go in there. That's what's crazy. It'd be something different if they was trying to colonize their country. Yeah. It'd be something different if they were trying to colonize them and put boots on the ground. They ain't even trying to put boots on the ground. They just saying, man, you're gonna have to come up with that, that nuclear, whatever that is, whatever whatever it is, refined nuclear matter or whatever that could be used to make a bomb. They want that. They want that. You're gonna have to come up with it. Russia talking about they was gonna get it up out of there. Russia is not to be trusted. They not to be trusted. The Iranians, that's their brother. The Russians is their brother. So you can't trust them with nothing, So you might as well, So I understand where they at. I do. I understand where they at. Let me get this up here on the TV. Yes, most definitely I understand where it's at. People saying that, but that's power. That's power. And then y'all don't understand power. That's why y'all stay out of power. Because y'all don't understand no damn power. Talking about, well, United States, when you the big dog on the planet, name me at what period of history where it wasn't a big dog on the planet. Okay? It ain't about who's name me at one point in time where it wasn't a big dog on the planet. Somebody was nigga beasting on here at, I don't know what period, even the Egyptians beasted. You know what I'm saying? Even they beasted. Yeah, they took over areas. You understand what I'm saying? That, was not necessarily their home base. And whether they were more benevolent than other people, they still had an imperialistic age. Okay, and after the Egyptians, then came the Greeks. They had it. No, it was the Persians. The same people that you talking about right now came into Egypt and conquered. And then came the Greeks. Then came the Romans. It ain't never been a time where it wasn't no big dog on the planet. And so it's always the little dog whining. You see what I'm saying? You ever heard you got that little dog in the yard and you got a big dog and you hear the little dog out there hollering, and you had to go out there, get off that damn dog. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do. You ever hear that little dog when he be, that he crying for help. Get up off that damn dog. You had to come out there and get that big dog off the little dog. And when y'all be in there comment, that's how y'all sound, like that little dog. Come on, man. Just chill out, man. Big Sadie on the scene. I'm going to help you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't, come on. I got you. We're going, I'm gonna drop the strategy for your family. Just want to have some heart. Want to have some heart. You got to want to have some heart. I ain't never been no, I mean, like I say, and I say it with all due respect, but it's true. You see what I'm saying? With all due respect, but it's true. It depends on where you was in the country at a certain. Some of y'all niggas didn't have to deal with it like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might been in a little town where y'all could, walk down the street, nigga, pick apples and shit. Out y'all, how it was back in the day. Y'all didn't have it, you know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't have, we talking about into the 60s and 70s. Niggas already shooting shit up already. Y'all shit didn't get like that into the 90s and shit. And then, damn near into the 2000s. Y'all didn't even see nothing like that. And here it is, nigga, we already saturated. So you ain't got no, you ain't got the opportunity to be whining. Man, niggas gonna eat you, dog. They gonna eat you. And so what I do, and I understand this, but I have to say that because it's real. It's not saying that ain't no G. Yeah, a lot of them, they didn't became just as violent as some of the big city, but some of y'all niggas was raised up, nigga, on apple pie, nigga, and going out to the tree, nigga, and swing on the swing, nigga. You see what I'm saying? Y'all nigga wasn't ducking behind buildings and shit, trying to make it home from school and shit, and cause niggas fine off. I'm talking about nigga I'm talking about nigga elementary school, nigga. You see what I'm saying? I ain't never been, I can't, I just, it make my nerves bad when I see nigga whining, cause these might be the niggas you had to ride with. And then you already know, don't ride with none of these niggas. You understand? You get to hear a nigga whine, don't even dare do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You setting yourself up. You know what I'm saying? We need soldiers. We need soldiers out here. And that's why I get into this military thing, to show our family, not necessarily to be violent, but to strategize just in case. Just in case you had to get violent for the defense of yourself and your family and your people, in defense of yourself, your family, and your people. You see, that's what we're talking about today. And so, when you see the United States, yeah, they the beast, but it's more than one head of the beast. You understand what I'm saying? That's how I know, and y'all niggas so blinded by the light. You know what I'm saying? Y'all so blinded by, you got, yeah, I expect, but emotionalism, we been in this bitch 400 years, nigga ain't moved 1 inch. Why? Look at the shit that you do. And that's where your ass gonna be, and you gonna pass that same weak shit down to your children. And going, and they ain't gonna know no better, because look at all the generations that then came before us. They didn't know no. They fell right on in. You had to show people the right way. You see, and that's why they have exterminated so many of our teachers and our leaders to get rid of. And people keep, and I understand a lot of the reasons why our people is in the predicament that they in. You understand? You have to have leadership. A lot of people just, man, yes, you do. You need leadership. If that's the case, nigga, why you ain't done no better? You've been really without leadership, for a while now. You ain't been no real leadership, No, it ain't been no real leadership, It ain't really been no real leadership in a while. So, okay, you ain't had why you ain't done no better? You didn't, you're doing work. You got to have leadership. You got to have people that's going to step up and say and speak for the people when nobody else going to speak for them, and let them know the real, and not, and not sugarcoat shit. Just tell them like it is, and tell them like it is. A lot of it, but a lot of our men, and I speak directly to the men, y'all soft. Y'all soft today. I'm not talking about all my soldiers out there. I know y'all out there. I'm not talking to you. You know I ain't. You know exactly, because you going through the same fucking shit I'm going through. You see what I'm saying? You know that emotionalism shit. You know, stop that, man. Strategize. I don't want to hear no and this man. Motherfucker, put some strategy in this motherfucker. God damn it. This is what you do. Don't cry about what this is how you do this. You see what I'm saying? Fuck a man. One man. You understand? Ain't just no one man running this shit. It's a whole goddamn cabal of beasts running this. And he the man representing, but you won't talk about one man. I refuse to do that. Especially when he doing for what his people, what any man should be doing for his. In a world like the one we living in, where ain't nobody showing no mercy to nobody. Everybody trying to be on top. Yeah, they talk that shit about, well, the world we want to have. No, everybody, Russia trying to be on top, China trying to be on top, India trying to be on top. You see the Europeans trying to be on top. You understand? All of them trying to be on top. So you ain't no and if they get in a predicament to get on top, they gonna be a beast just like this one. Even if they do it it's always gonna be boots on heads, crushing heads. When you think that's gonna stop? It's a militarized world now. It ain't never going back, fool. It ain't never going back. It's gonna always be a militaristic world. So either you join in or boots on your damn head, fool. Quit crying. Quit crying. I want you to quit crying. You got to stop crying. Ain't gonna be no cookies and milks over here, nigga. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna have to go home, mama. Go home. You understand what I'm saying? Head down, looking at the concrete. You understand? Tears dropping out your eye. You scared, nigga, them punked you. You understand what I'm saying? No, sir. It came a time, you know what I'm saying, where all, once you've been in the rites of passage and you've been forged in fire, oh no. You just learn to deal with shit, man. And I got, now it's like, nigga, no fear or nothing. I don't even know if, no fear or nothing. You understand what I'm saying? I know what to do. The formula is it's an exact formula. Once you know what to do, you do it. And that's what the problem is. Our people know the formula. They just do not do it. They don't have the heart. You see? And it's crazy, but I say this to you in love. I don't say this to hurt. Even if it hurt, nigga, it's supposed to hurt. Because that's the sting, nigga, to get you up. And make you, fight that weakness in your body and in your mind and in your spirit. That's what that is. And so yeah. And I say this not in defense, because I'm showing you what you doing when you do that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm showing you what you doing when you do that. I show, and I love using Donald Trump. I love you. He's an insane Neanderthal. Yes, he is. But he ride for his. You see what I'm saying? He's a rider for his. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing, people, especially black people, they love to talk about Trump, right? As if your nuts ain't been hanging over that white man fireplace now for 400 years. That white man done had your nuts hanging over his fireplace for over 400 years, and y'all want to talk about Trump. He been daring you to go get your nuts from over here. Go get them, nigga. Motherfucker ain't even dared to go try to get her. Motherfucker do everything, vote, plead, march. You understand what a cry, comment, whine, everything other than to go get your damn nuts. The man did our people this way. Did our people this way. You know what I'm saying? And he know what the outcome gonna be, should be. It should be, but that's why he's always saying, let's see what the nigga gonna do. And the nigga don't do. Okay, we know we still keep our eye on these niggas because everything in nature is created by especially us. We from divinity. If he don't stay on top of us, we could revert back to our primal nature. So they always but they keep testing us. They're gonna kill so many of us a year. Okay, let's see what they do. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be bold. We're gonna make sure that we kill a nigga for no reason. Okay. And let's see what they do. See if it'd be so outlandish. Let's see what they gonna do. Nigga don't do shit. Nuts still hanging up there. But then y'all divert and y'all look at this one man and say, oh, this man, nigga, your nuts been hanging over there for 400 years, nigga. Come on, nigga. Stop it. Stop it. Wake up. So what am I saying? Every bridge will be decimated by he riding out on Iran. Man, y'all must don't act like they ain't been getting at it they talking about they're gonna knock him off. He been knocking off general. They gonna get at they supposed to been got at it. They supposed to been got at it. I mean, come on. This ain't your you think it's your country. You ain't doing shit to make it your country. You say it's your country. He says he is. So he gonna divert. When that military is leaving for his administration, his policies. Y'all keep saying, well, why they motherfucker? Who the fuck is you to ask why the military? Who the fuck is you? You ain't running no policies in this country. That's what's wrong with it. Again, you're not hanging up there. You're crying because you're not willing to take your position. And so when you thinking, because he don't ask you what you think of the matter, or they don't consider you in nothing in which they do, and you get to crying all the time as if that's something they supposed to do. That's not something they supposed to do. No. Quit thinking that. Quit thinking. Take your place. Everything you got, you gonna get. You gonna take it. You gonna take it. You gonna establish it. You gonna take it, and that's gonna be and you gonna defend it. That's it. You gonna defend it, or you ain't gonna have it, and that's something we ain't learned yet here. We talk about all the things, how they take our shit, like they burn our cities down, they take our land. I mean, we've been through I got a great plan for that. We can't talk about it on the internet, but I got a great. They've been taking land, taking cities, burning. I got a great plan. Y'all want to hear about it? Besides crying and running and pleading and begging for somebody to motherfucker burn. I mean, I want y'all to think about, and I'm gonna move to the next video. That's just like being in the city and niggas do a drive-by on your house. And 2 months later and shit, you see the nigga in the street and ask for reparations. Man, you owe me for shooting, and y'all still enemies. You pull up at the liquor store, and the nigga sitting over there with some more goon, and you beg this nigga for reparations after shooting up your house and shit. Man, if y'all niggas don't stop this nonsense. Anyway, I appreciate y'all, family. I tell you what, Iran better have that damn deal on the table, because to have them bridges, if you think like they think, do not lead our people nowhere, because they gonna be in hell, in misery. You see, they gonna be in hell and they gonna be in misery. That's where they gonna be. You see, so don't lead our people nowhere. Don't even lead your poor family. Got a nigga like you. that would have the family in distress. That's just like the shit niggas doing. You keep that shit away from the crib. That's almost all the time. Keep that shit away from the crib. You don't want niggas to know where you at. You don't want niggas, trying to harm your family. How can you live with yourself if something like that happens? But here it is, you got a regime that will bring that type of death and destruction on their people. If you think like they think, do not lead our people nowhere. And the people out there listening to this shit, you should not, when you think of all the dynamics of what's going on in this situation, and you sit up here and agree with what's going on both sides. But I mean, somebody gonna be the victor. It ain't about emotionalism. You got to look at the strategy and say some shit is what it is. What do you do when shit is what it is? When the crying and the whining ain't gonna change none of the dynamics now. Okay, I want you to hear me before I get. When the crying and the whining ain't gonna change none of the dynamics that's going on in this situation. What do you do to win? That's all I want you to. That's the only question that needs to be answered. I appreciate y'all, family. Support the general. Support this commentary that's going down like no other on YouTube. You feel what I'm saying? Nowhere on the planet in the universe support. I see y'all black here in just a minute. Boom, Black Power.